I didn't see that coming. 3 sips of a pineapple-flavored bottle of Pepsi, and I've been experiencing the unusual allergic reaction for a good part of the last 16 hours. Sure, I noticed the itchiness and the numb tongue and the other side effects of having an allergic reaction as it happened, but we were too busy doing 2 or 3 other things to give in and die on the air, as I appeared on Shuggy and Mark the Sarcastic Sock Puppet's show last night. Besides, Pope Phil wasn't there, since I promised that I'm not dying unless he'd be on the air with me. Right now I have a sinus headache that's providing me with a hangover-style annoyance, and which did not go away with the nap I tried to take earlier. We'll see where this is going, as I'm about to dive into yet another Benadryl and try to finish the delayed issue of the paper and finish this recording. Oh, kill me. But wait until Pope Phil can get on the air first. My eventual death needs to be exploited, and he says he's the only one who knows how. Now let's dive into GoFundMe. Fake DeCastro fund takes the day. A day so horrible that I'll get cold chills remembering it for the rest of the hour. A day so bad that I can't even comprehend it. Not only did our hate watcher abandon us, but a fake fund took the day with the only donation. We were so close. Goose egg after goose egg after goose egg. LIA gooses, DMA gooses, Direct D gooses, Chili 1, Chili 2, Chili 3, Chili 4. Oh, those glorious goose eggs. Fake chili has a pop. Wait, that can't be. Fake chili never has a pop. Check again. The figures are correct. There's been a donation. But by whom? It's a real person. But why? We were so close to goose eggs I could hear them crowing. But what is this? How, where, why, whom? Don't they know it's fake? The sounds of my brain falling to the wayside cannot be captured in terms humans can comprehend. Someone gave the fake support delete laws from the tyranny he fights fund $20. I could have taken losing our glorious day 1 of goose eggs to a DeCastro account, DMA, or one of the others, including the god-awful Hendry, but this? A fake account? Someone scamming off a Jose Chili DeCastro gets the $20 that is hard work, patience, and wait. It's chili we're talking about. Money out of his pocket into the arms of a scammer? We can get behind this, can't we? Not only has he fallen to the point where no one bothered to donate to his big party in Las Vegas in tribute to himself fund, all that money, all that glorious, glorious money went to a fake account. I've written many times now how his return is failing and failing spectacularly. It's only been 6 days back on the air, and we're at the point where either his fans have stopped caring about his big party, or he's turned so many people off that it's going to be hard to make it to $10,000, let alone the $100,000 he says he needs to fund his lawsuit against the state of Nevada. Yes, folks, we can't forget, every dime supposedly going to this campaign is an investment in a lawyer so Jose Chile DeCastro can get paid for his time falsely imprisoned in the Clark County Detention Center. That $100,000 investment is supposed to bring back a payout 10 times the size of the investment. Taxpayers in Nevada will have to foot the bill for it, of course, with higher taxes and seeing him throw parties for himself in downtown Vegas, and nothing will change. If he's willing to throw 10% of even a minimum settlement away on a tribute to himself, do you really think he's going to invest it in getting rid of torture cuffs and funding lobbyists for his campaign to get rid of policing in America? The very thought of him getting a dime from the people in Nevada, wrongly convicted or not, reaffirms the belief that the money is better off in the pocket of the scammer. Here's to you, scammer boy. Hammer boy is not worthy. Take all the mad ducats and make sure there's tears in the chili for another day. Since we're not monetized, if you'd like to join our daily hate watcher in manipulating the fabric of reality while forcing us to write this column every day, we do have a GoFundMe of our own. All proceeds go to keeping the lights on, eating, and writing new stories to feature here and on ReallyCoolSite.org. Netflix announces Karen Read Docu-Series. Netflix's surprise announcement that they were producing a 3-part documentary on the Karen Read case stunned the participants in the ongoing Karen Read drama, as one side predictably launched into attacks on production almost immediately after the announcement was made. Sandpaper Films is producing the docu-series, which will feature the events in the 3 days leading up to John O'Keefe's death. It's currently untitled and will be directed by Danielle Johnson and Rob Miller. That is literally all that is known about production at this time. Since then, members of the Free Karen Reed movement have denounced the production in unison. Netflix's production has been rumored to be working with the family of John O'Keefe for some time before the announcement was made, which also drew the ire of the pro-Karen Reed group. One member of the Free Karen Reed movement announced that another production had been on scene since the trial, and it was the true production. He then said that the Netflix production was worthless and no one should watch it. Accusations by Aidan Turtleboy Kearney and the Free Karen Reed movement are now claiming that only people associated with the McCabe, Albert, and O'Keefe families have made harassing comments, threats, and active intimidation against anyone. Besides the supposed lynching of a turtle outside of Kearney's parents' house, new accusations have come that someone is pouring bleach on the front lawns of leading members of the Free Karen Reed movement. The implied culprit, of course, is allegedly Kate Peter, who is the boogeyman and mother of all evil to the group. No nemesis to Kearney, Peter had been rumored to have ties with the Netflix production, with rumors spread by the Free Karen Reed group that she's received consulting fees and her friends are all on the take for involvement in the production. Peter did release a tweet confirming that Karen Reed had no involvement with this particular documentary, despite initial claims otherwise by members of the Free Karen Reed movement. Kearney and Peter have been at odds for years after Peter quit working for Kearney's Turtle Boy organization. Kearney has a protection order out against Kate Peter for harassment charges, and Peter's trial for supposedly violating the protection order is in the pre-trial phase. A mistrial was recently declared in Karen Reed's first trial for allegedly murdering boyfriend John O'Keefe in 2022 by hitting him with their SUV and leaving him to die in a snowstorm. The next hearing date is set for Monday. Benson and Cordova Audit Sheriff's Office. Self-proclaimed First Amendment auditors Regan Benson and Christopher Denver Metro Audits Cordova audited the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office in Centennial, Colorado on Friday afternoon and attempted to follow up on body cam footage and an internal affairs complaint Benson had previously made at the office. Benson explained that earlier in the week she had been at the Arapahoe County Courthouse and got into a confrontation with security guards where she was briefly detained. Describing her actions as being civil and peaceful, she found fault with the guards' reaction to her refusal to obey the no filming in the courthouse rule and was surprised as she found that her insults hurled at them were not taken as a form of respect as she intended them to be. Getting past security that day, she said she used the bathroom and found two security officers waiting for her when she exited the bathroom. They apparently detained her after she took out her phone and began recording them in violation of the general order prohibiting recording in the building. Despite her recent $130,000 payment from Denver, Benson said she attempted to put her phone away as she can't afford another lawsuit. While she's been threatening to sue Englewood, Colorado in retaliation for not getting her way on policies she'd like to see implemented and people she'd like to get fired, she apparently backed down from confronting the court system over a rule that has been constantly upheld across the nation. Benson immediately traveled to the county sheriff's office to file a complaint against the security officers that day. She praised the internal affairs officer who took her to a private office and listened patiently to her complaints. Benson also complained bitterly about the fees involved in getting body cam footage, which was apparently the point of Friday's video. The First Amendment auditor checked in on her complaint and to see if the body cam footage was available, receiving a copy of the complaint, which she read on camera. While she was reading, Cordova remembered that he had a negative encounter with the woman helping Benson years ago and proceeded to confront her about it. Cordova claimed that the woman was rude in helping him obtain body cam footage and that nothing was ever done to fill his order, which he put a deposit in on. Then he wasn't sure if anything had happened, but he knew he wanted a refund. He wasn't sure when exactly the incident happened, he wasn't sure how much he paid, and he was sure he didn't give his name or identifying information other than an email address when he made the request. Then he couldn't find the reference number, but wanted a refund and wanted a refund right now. And then another worker recognized him and reminded him that he came back to the office to follow up on the claim and told her that he had an attorney who was going to get the footage through discovery and that they should cancel his request. As the fees for body cam footage are non-refundable, he did not receive his money back at that time. To further placate his childish antics, the original woman gave him a form to fill out in order to request a refund. She said she would attempt to track down the case number he was referring to and see if she could give him the requested refund. Benson and Cordova then left the office, with Benson giving the sheriff's department a barely passing grade. She liked the interaction between the workers they encountered, but took points off as the request form for body cam footage and records request warned that the information was not to be used for commercial purposes. That was incorrect, according to Benson, who said that it only applied to lawyers and should have noted that. She then mentally took off points from her grading chart, which was not shared with her audience, for the mistruths. She also spent time ranting about how the fees for body cam footage in Colorado were horrible before ending the live stream. Flashback July 20th, 2023, DeCastro laps his way through graphic video again. A clearly overjoyed Jose Maria DeCastro returned to the case of a Texas man who lost his leg in a confrontation with police in April during his Wednesday night live stream, offering his insights on the graphic footage. The man filed suit against the Zapata County Sheriff's Department on July 12th and is seeking $500,000 in compensation for his medical bills, which led to DeCastro's previous coverage of the case. DeCastro's previous live stream on the subject saw him laugh and joke through 2 late-night prank calls to the Zapata County Sheriff's Office in the guise of providing journalistic coverage of the situation. Observers noted that Wednesday night's broadcast wasn't much better, as DeCastro giggled his way through the not-safe-for-work footage. DeCastro again showed a basic misunderstanding of hygiene, as he chastised police officers for putting protective gloves on in order to handle the bloody crime scene, questioning why the officer on the body cam used multiple pairs of protective gloves when working different parts of the scene. DeCastro expressed concern for the live stream being demonetized, as he accused police officers of covering up the crime scene as they cleaned up the man's blood at the scene. The homeless YouTuber recommitted himself to the rule of law and claimed that he would act to protect a police officer's life if someone attacked a tyrannical thug pig in front of him. He then showed a video of a man being killed by police as he attacked an officer in Fairfax, Virginia. For those looking for updates on DeCastro's multiple legal losses, he showed remarkable restraint for the second week in a row, avoiding the topic completely in Wednesday night's live stream. DeCastro's broadcast drew 213 live viewers out of his 224,000 subscribers, or 0.095% of his possible subscribers, without explanation of why the addition of 1,000 new subscribers in the past day actually saw his live viewership decrease significantly from Tuesday night's live stream. Well, that was something. Pineapple Pepsi kills bloggers, a headline I'm not going to write anytime soon, as I'll be dead. And I won't be writing anything, which the lovely Rose pointed out earlier. In all of this, I've been working on a special project. We use Real Illusion's iClone and character creator programs to make the versions of famous people in the auditing world and others. We also use the programs to produce comic books and have been doing that for almost 2 decades. The only real problem with that setup is that it relies on external rendering programs to produce quality artwork. While the built-in rendering is good, better results can be had through external rendering software. We had been using NVIDIA's Omniverse for our rendering. Alas, something's going on with that software, and it says that support for the programs we use with the Omniverse program are apparently being discontinued at the end of the year. We've switched to the Unreal Engine, as it's the only real free alternative to the Omniverse that can hook up to the Real Illusion programs. It's a different environment and a different learning process. Unreal Engine is essentially a tool where you can build your own video games. We have no interest in that at this time. We just want to put our files from iClone over into it and use it to render the silly artwork we use in our programs. We also may be making some movies and comics with it, but we have to learn to use it first. That's my big project. That's what I've been working on through the allergy haze. The Jim's Disturbing Renders area of my Discord server has some test runs up now, so please check it out at your own risk. It'd never be the end of an episode without some sort of grift, allegedly, so yes, we're seeking help paying for costs involved with purchasing the commercial rights to some of the models we use for the program. Alas, iClone updated their policies a few years back to make all of their licenses universal, meaning that you can use them for commercial purposes if you wish to. It did not carry over to a lot of our legacy models, meaning that if we want to use the models, we have to buy them again for the upgraded licensing. Unreal Engine is a commercial video game producing tool, so everything needs to have a commercial export license. And long-winded explanation aside, if you'd like to help out, you know where our Cash Apps, GoFundMe, PayPal, etc. are. Thank you in advance for thinking of us, and be prepared to be disturbed by our first official releases later this week. We're out of here. I'm off to die. I don't know if I'll be on the air or not, but Pope Phil will do his best to make sure that I do die on the air.